Okay, you guys, this is what our table currently looks like right now. You see, I have like I think that's from heat, from something hot sitting on it. All the scratches in it from just normal use, wear and tear, and water stains. It's just a lot going on with this table, right? And it's actually a I forgot what they call these tables. I can't remember, but you can make it smaller, make it longer, however you want to fit the space that you need. Okay. Initially, I wanted to purchase a new table, and I want to purchase a black table or a glass table. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a table that was big enough or small enough to complement the space that we have. So I didn't want to go out and purchase one and the table be too small. I mean, be too big, and there would be no use for it. Not only that, they were pretty expensive. So what I decided to do was a DIY. So you see the condition of this table? It is absolutely ugly. If we have the wood kind of chipping off right here, chipping off right here. It's just a lot going on here. So my goal is to attempt to refurbish it by polishing it or by painting it with black chalk paint. And I am going to show you guys exactly what black chalk paint is, but I'm going to polish it with black chalk, not polish it, paint it with black chalk paint, to attempt to revive it. So we're going to see how this is going to turn out. So what you're going to need, I'm going to attempt to do this without sanding anything, but by me noticing that there's some chipped pieces and pieces of wood chipping off of it, I might have to sand it down just a little because of this right here. But maybe I can just rip that off and paint over it. I don't know. We'll see what I have to do. Hopefully I won't have to sand it, but if I do, then I'm just have to go ahead and sand those parts, not this, just this little raggedy piece right here. Hopefully I won't. But what you're going to need is a can of chalk paint. I bought it from my local department store. I got mine from Menards. You're going to need a paintbrush. If you have a chalk paintbrush with like a round end, that probably will preferably work better. However, I didn't see any of those in the store, so I just got a regular nylon polyester type paintbrush, which should do just fine. And then after you finish painting it, you're going to need some polyacrylic and a poly brush to apply the polyacrylic to the finished product. So pretty much that's all you need. This is going to be a no sand project, which is my goal. But as I said, if I have to sand certain spots, I will do so, and I will show you guys that in the video. However, as of right now, I'm not going to sand nothing. I'm going to do it the easy way out and call it a day. So without further ado, let me show you guys exactly what I'm about to jump into. So right here, you guys, I am going to clean down my table. I am using the Awesome Spray from the Dollar Tree, as well as the Magic Clean Eraser. I find that this Awesome Spray and the Magic Clean Eraser helps me strip the table like almost to nothing. It likes to get all the stains and all the grease marks or any hard type debris that may be stuck on the table that you want to make sure you get off prior to painting the table. This is my method. This is just what I like to do because it works perfectly fine. But that Awesome Spray is truly what it says, awesome. And a Magic Clean Eraser makes it 10 times better. Now you can go the route of just using plain soap and water and a microfiber towel or a rag, but this is what I like. And as you see here, I decided to take the Windex to help extra clean it. You can do soap and water, but I use the Windex because to me those products work better for me when it comes to cleaning off tables and surfaces like this. But soap and water does work as well, but this is just what I like to do. Again, hey, everybody has their preference. This is me. So this is what I did. After that, I took 99.9% alcohol and I wiped the whole table down, because for one, this kind of acts like an antibacterial and kills any germs instantly. Not only that, I used it mainly to dry out the table, because I found that this stuff really does dry out everything, even your hands. It is that strong that it turns your hands white. So you may even want to wear gloves, just because you do not want these ashy white looking hands. Look like you done run your hand through powder. Literally, that's what it looks like. Now this is what the table looks like after I completed cleaning it. It's dry, it's clean, it's matte, there's no stains, there's no sticky marks. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed on with the next step, which is painting. Here I am opening up my chalk paint that I purchased from my local hardware store, which is Menards. You can go to Lowe's. I think Walmart might even sell chalk paint, but you can go anywhere that you like. I am using this one from Menards. I did not have a stir stick, a paint stir stick, so I used some chopsticks that I found in the drawer. Hey, it works just fine. And you also can shake the product up, which I did shake it up, but I stirred it too. Here I am going to take the thinnest layer possible, y'all, keyword possible, and start painting my table. I am doing long strokes all in the same direction, so I can have that pattern that I'm going for, that gives you that wood grain finish look pattern, but dark wood. And as you notice, I am doing long strokes from the very top of the table to the end of the table, and I'm going to do this across the whole table. You have to ensure that you go within the same direction, so you won't have two different looking patterns on your table. And I thought I chose black paint, but it does look a little grayish, a little charcoalish, as you can see, because it does say charcoal. But I thought it was going to be a little darker, a little blacker, because that was the closest thing that I could find to black. But we're going to go ahead and proceed on with the charcoal paint, and I'm hoping that it will come out looking fabulous, because right now it looks gray, but that is okay. But I'm going to make sure I get into the cracks of the table as well. And the reason why I'm doing the inside crack of the table, because it has that fold right there, and I want to ensure that I get paint inside those before I let the latches up on the side for me to finish painting the rest of the table. And when I do let these latches up, I did not lock them up all the way, because I did not want the paint creases to stick or crack the paint in any way. So I partially lifted the table and did not fully lock it. Now here you can see Tiffany is painting the legs, but of course my sweet Blaze always have to be in the center of attention. Like, he almost got paint, but trust me, no animals was harmed in the midst of me doing this DIY project. He was perfectly fine. Now this is me putting on the second coat. I did let the coat dry for about an hour before applying the second coat of paint. I'm actually almost finished here, so that's probably why you're kind of seeing it looking a little dry and some parts wet, because I kind of literally forgot to turn on my camera. But this is me doing a little final touches on the second coat. I only used 2 coats to actually do the table. You can put another coat on if you choose, but by the table already having a dark surface, me putting the dark paint over it didn't make a difference. Here I am wiping off any excess dust before I put the polyacrylic coat on, which is what you see here. I also purchased that from my local department hardware store, which was Menards. And also going to need a epoxy brush. It's just a little foam brush that I also bought from there. And you're going to apply thin strokes the same direction you applied the paint. This part was a little difficult for me, because for some reason I just could not get it to smooth out evenly, so it kind of gave a patchy look my first layer. So I did the best that I could, considering this was my first time. But I didn't give up. I did not stop. I proceeded on with the coating of the polyacrylic, and I tried to do long thin strokes across the whole table. I did let that dry prior to applying a second coat, because you want to make sure it dries, and it takes about 2 hours for that to dry. Because it was not even, you see Tiff here sanding it down, because I did have like little clumps and lumps, so the surface wasn't level for the first coat. So she sanded down, and then when she did that, she wiped it off and applied the second coat, which I did not get on video. But this is what it looks like after applying the second coat of paint. And if you guys can notice in the background, that ugly brown fireplace, it just did not flow. It did not glow. It did not flow with the function of the table contrast. It just threw the whole room off. So I also decided to paint that. And here I am just wiping it down with some soap and water, also with the Magic Clean Eraser, and I'm drying it off with a microfiber towel prior to painting. So I'm using chalk paint in linen white to paint the fireplace, and I end up using 3 coats of this paint. But before we started painting, we did line out the black trim of the fireplace, because we still wanted the black face, because it gives it more of an elegant, clean look, having the black face with the white fireplace, because I think that the contrast will balance off the table and the fireplace together, so we won't have that, rustic, ugly brown look. So here's Blaze, y'all. He of course has to be in the way as always. Like, I love my little dog, but he just has to be everywhere we go. He just anyways, we're gonna start painting. Here you see we start painting, and I think Blaze thought he was helping, but he was getting nothing but a skunk patch. Not literally, but he almost ended up with one, because he just would not stay out of the way. And you see it looks ugly, right? Well, that's because that's only the first application of the paint. We end up doing 2 coats of this paint. No, actually 3 coats. And I did not get that part on camera, but we end up doing 3 coats of this paint, so it won't look like this. I promise you guys. It looks a lot better after we apply the 3rd coat of paint. It literally took 3 coats. I think it could have used another coat, but we only went with 3 coats, and this is what it came out to be after 3 coats. So this is the final look for the fireplace. I didn't get to get a final look before Tiff put it back in place, but this is the final look. This is what it looks like after she got done painting it. I love it. I'm actually happy with how it came out. Like, it looks like so smooth. Like, when you look up on it, it looks so smooth. The only thing I did not like, when we started staining it, it kind of turned yellow. I'm not sure if you can really see it in the camera, but it kind of turned yellow, like right here and right here. I mean, if you want, you can go back and touch it up with more paint and then restain it. I mean, coat it with a sealer, but I'm not going to go through all that, because I am actually happy with how it came out. It came out really, 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 really good. I really like how it looks. Looks really nice, you guys. And this is the final look for the table. This is how it came out after it dried and I put a little furnishing on it. It's good, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do. I like it. I like my little small simple tablescape. It's not nothing dramatic. It's not nothing underwhelming. It's just right. I like it. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. And you guys, this is the final look with the fireplace completed, the table completed.
me putting little decorations around and rearranging things. By it being COVID-19, I did not have much to work with, so I utilized what I had and also purchased some things from Target. However, this is the final look, and I'm absolutely in love with how the space has transformed from this ugly, gloomy space to a more brighter glam look, which is what I was going for. Painting the fireplace was the perfect ideal. But I hope you guys love this video as much as I enjoy doing it. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you guys really enjoy the space. And I will see you guys in the next video.